This is a real story from someone close to me who has given me permission to share their experience. For privacy reasons, names and identifying details have been changed. We will not be sharing their real name or image. This is a safe space, and here your story is heard. Today's story is called I Stayed Until I Lost Myself. Hi, I'm Winnie, and welcome to the Safe Space series, a place for real stories, real emotions, and honest conversations. For this story, we'll be calling her Sarah. Here's what she shared. Hi, Winnie. I'm sharing this because I know there's someone out there living through something similar and blaming themselves for it. I was with him for almost 2 years. In the beginning, everything felt normal. He was attentive, intentional, and made me feel like I mattered. I really believed I was in something real. But after some time, things started changing. He became distant. He would go hours without replying, then sometimes days. When I asked what was wrong, he would tell me I was overthinking, being too emotional, or creating problems where there were none. And slowly, I started blaming myself. I started questioning everything, the way I spoke, the way I reacted, the things I asked for. I kept thinking maybe I was asking for too much. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I was the problem. But deep down, I knew something was off. I was drained all the time. I wasn't myself anymore. I did not recognize the person I was becoming. Every time I looked in the mirror, I felt like I was looking at someone else. I was anxious, confused, and constantly trying to prove that I was worth basic honesty. And the scary part was that nobody around me really knew how bad it had become. From the outside, it just looked like a relationship going through ups and downs. But inside it, I was falling apart. One day, I decided to go through his phone. I know people will say I shouldn't have done that, but at that point, I needed the truth. I needed to know whether I was really imagining things or whether my body had been warning me for a reason. He had come over and spent the night, and when he fell asleep, I picked up his phone. And that was the moment everything changed. I found messages, not just random messages, full conversations, different women, different lies, different versions of him I had never seen before. Then it got worse. I found out he had been in another relationship the entire time we were together. Not a casual situation, a full relationship. And the woman already had a child for him. I remember just sitting there, staring at the screen, feeling my whole body go cold. For almost 2 years, I had been loving someone who was living a complete double life. And the craziest part is that if I had not gone through that phone, he would have kept lying to my face and making me feel like I was crazy. Everything started making sense after that. The distance, the silence, the mood changes, the disappearing. The way I was only getting fragments of him while somebody else was getting the full version. I felt humiliated. I felt stupid. I felt angry. But more than anything, I felt betrayed. Because this was not just cheating. This was deception on a level I still struggle to explain. He watched me love him honestly while he was building another life behind my back. And even after I found out, he still tried to manipulate it. He still tried to minimize it. He still tried to make it seem like it was not what it looked like. That was when I realized I could not save that relationship because there was never a real relationship to save. I had been loyal to an illusion. Leaving was painful, but staying after that would have destroyed me completely. So I left. Not because I stopped loving him overnight, but because I finally understood that loving someone should not cost me my dignity, my peace, and my sense of self. This story is for anyone who has been lied to, manipulated, or made to feel like they were asking for too much, when all they wanted was honesty. Sometimes the hardest part is not finding out the truth. Sometimes the hardest part is accepting how long you lived without it. What do you think? What advice would you give Sarah? And have you ever had a moment where the truth changed everything for you? If you have a story you want to share, you can send it to the email in the description. You do not have to use your real name, and your identity will always be protected. This is a safe space. If this is the kind of space you've been looking for, follow, subscribe, and stay.